Okay, once we've drawn up our back panel for our birdhouse, we're then going to move on to drawing up the two sides and the front. To do that, the first thing we're going to do is actually rename this this part studio. So just right click on it, rename, we'll call it back. Just makes it easier when we come to do the assembly. And then we're then going to press on this plus symbol here which says insert new element. And we are going to create a part studio. So you can see it creates another part studio in the same folder basically. We'll just run through the same process we did previously. So start off as ever with a sketch. Click on the sketch and we're then going to select the front face again. Once we've done that, we're then going to look at a centre rectangle. So again, if you've not got a centre rectangle there, just drop down there. What you can do, obviously it's a bit awkward sometimes to draw at this angle. What you can actually do if you want to draw it front on is actually just click on this little icon here and do it front. You'll see you'll get a square on view. Some people find it a bit easier to draw like that to do the initial sketching. So this time we are going to dimension the side 250. Just going to zoom out using my middle mouse button, and the bottom dimension 140mm. So if you remember, our side actually had an angle on the top there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the angle on. So I'm just going to go to the line tool, select this top corner, so the 250mm corner, and then just going to draw this angle down at the moment. Once I've done that, we're then going to just click on the dimension. If it starts drawing another line, if you just click escape on your computer, it'll stop drawing. I'm then going to dimension from the bottom, so rather than the line this time, I'm going to actually select the end, so it's the circle at the end. I'm going to select the circle there, so left click, and then I'm going to pull that dimension out and dimension it to 200. What we can then do is actually going to remove these two bits here, because this side of our birdhouse, if you remember, had a sloping edge. So again, I'm going to go to this scissor tool, which clearly says trim, and I'm just going to remove that line, and we're ending up with our sort of basic side panel. Once we're happy with that, we've got all the dimensions correct, we then just click on the green tick, and then we're going to extrude it like we did our first one. So again, we need to hover over and select the sketch you want to extrude. I'm just going to rotate it around so you can see. Again, automatically defaults at 25mm. We need to change that back to 20mm. Click OK on that. Next little bit we need to look at, if you remember, we drilled two small holes on the bottom of ours, so we'll add that onto our sketch. So again, click on sketch, select that front face. Again, you can either draw on that one, like I say, I quite like drawing square on. Just going to pan up a little bit. And then going to select centre point circle. And then at the moment I'm just going to guess roughly at the bottom. So I've dragged out a circle. I'm going to dimension that to 4mm. And again, we need to then dimension from the bottom edge to the centre of the circle. That distance should be 10mm. And then we're going to go from the side edge to the centre of the circle, and that distance on our drawing, our work was 50mm. Oh, actually, to tell a lie, it was 40mm. Sorry about that. Once we've done that, we're then going to sketch the other one. We can do a little trick here. If I zoom in, so I've selected centre point circle. I'm going to select the centre of that circle that I've already drawn, and I'm not clicking anything, I'm just dragging it to the right. You'll see it produces like an orange dotted line. Basically saying, do you want it at the same distance from the bottom? It saves as doing the dimensioning, and again I can drag that circle out. Again, it doesn't matter how big it is, because I'm going to dimension that, change it to 4mm, and then we just need to dimension it from the edge to the centre. Again, we'll do that at 40mm. As I say, it will have already dimensioned that height automatically because we use that what's called inferencing, where it did the dotted line. But again, you can always check it. Again, you'll see that it does it in grey, it basically means that it's already been dimensioned again. If you do a dimension wrong, if you hover over it, sort of select the line, not the number, and click delete, it'll actually just delete that dimension if you do get any dimension lines wrong. So that's all we need for the bottom two holes at the moment. So we're happy with those, we've dimensioned everything, we click on the green tick, and then we go to our extrude function. Again, this time we want to remove material, so we select remove. Again, the blue box is telling us it needs to highlight what it is you need to think. So again, we need to make sure we're not just on the outside because it's selecting everything. You need to be on the inside of the circle, right, left click, inside the other circle. Again, we've got our little preview. And again, we could type in 25mm because we know how wood is, but one of the features on Onshape is a blind hole is basically a stopped hole, so we can do it at any depth. I could actually just select the little arrow to the left of that and go down to through all, and it means I don't have to worry about knowing how thick the material is, and it will just draw a hole all the way through. So that's our side panel finished off.